standing on the edge. I will take the leap, see where it goes. 'Cause if I never try, I'll never know. This could be the greatest story told. But if I never try, I'll never know.
If there's anybody out there who's a little bit afraid to take class, or they're on the fence about it, they've been kind of lurking for a while on Reddit, you can hear straight from the student's mouth how they feel about it and what a difference it's made to them.
I'm from Chicago. I started taking classes from Winnie in November, so it's been a while now. But I've been acting since I was a kid, but mostly doing theater. So I've taken quite a few acting classes throughout the year, but I just always felt like something was missing to make it feel like real and authentic. And so then I found Winnie's subreddit, and I just decided to take a chance and hop into the classes. And it's just amazing to be able to watch the difference of the first session I took versus watching the recordings now. And it's insane to me how much progress I've had in less than a year that I've had in like the last 10 years of studying acting. So if you're nervous about it, just do it. This is the most accepting, kind community you could find.
I think so too. I think you all are so great. I'm very, very proud of you. Caesar, tell everybody about you.
Hello, my name is Caesar. I'm from Virginia. I just recently started acting just last year, like around like say November, December. I didn't really think I was gonna be able to act. Like I would like do like little videos, but now I just look at myself and I'm like, nah, I don't think that's possible. Until I joined this class, and just the first class I took, it was so much fun. Even though I was so embarrassed, they had me dancing and I could not handle it. But I've learned so much in this class. I think I've improved a lot from what I first started to now. And I mean, if you're nervous about taking a class, I mean, if you really want to act, I mean, I you just gotta let those nerves go away and just do what you want to do. You know, 'cause that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just doing what I want to do. I didn't really have the opportunity to do things that I wanted to do until now, and it's just so much fun. Like all the partners I've had in the past are all like supportive, and we just have so much fun together.
We really have fun. And
Yeah.
you've done some pretty amazing things. Last time you was doing Shakespeare, and you know,
Oh,
you had
that
no
was so
idea
hard.
anything about Shakespeare, and he played Iago in Othello, and it was really amazing. He really did a fantastic job. So I'm very, very proud of your progress, Caesar.
Thank you. It's all because of you. Thank you.
Oh, thank
My
you.
name is Denise. I am based in Toronto. This is my first scene study class. I took a couple with Winnie. I did the introduction. So I did a couple monologues, and finally I graduated here. And I guess this was only 3 months ago, but I feel like I have grown and improved and have made tremendous progress since starting back in May. I was a longtime lurker on the subreddit, and I read the lessons, but until I actually jumped in and started to have these in-person Zoom lessons with Winnie and with others who are so supportive, I don't think I would have been able to make that progress without Winnie's instruction and with the support of this community. And so if you're someone who was like me, who's just lurking and wondering, like, should I take the jump? Just do it. As someone who is just starting, I have felt so much support, and I would highly encourage and recommend anybody who's thinking about it to just take the jump.
I live in St. Pete, Florida. I'm 26, and I finally decided to commit to acting last year. After my dad passed away, I realized that life's too short and that I really couldn't imagine doing anything else for the rest of my life, and thought about like what could I do with my life that would be creative all around. So I joined the sub, and this is my third class. And I can tell that I've grown a lot from it, and don't know where I would even be right now if it wasn't for Winnie and this class and just the community in general. Like, everyone has been so welcoming, and like some of these people are my best friends now, and it was just the best decision I could make for myself and my life.
I'm from Florida, but I went to school in Massachusetts, and now I live in LA. I started acting a few years ago, but I didn't start taking classes with Winnie probably until a few months ago, even though I'd been on the subreddit. And I feel like in taking classes, I've just become so much more open, and it's just so much more fun. And I think it is, like everyone has said, down to like the community and just feeling really safe, and feeling like this is a place where I can grow. So I'm so happy that I found the class and that I took the leap and joined. I would encourage everyone to do it.
I just see a huge difference in how you're being. You're so much more open than when I first met you and read it. Don't you feel like you are?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like a different person.
Yeah, you're a different person. It's amazing. It's amazing. So I'm very, very happy that you're my student. I feel like every person I mention, I say your names and they go, and my favorite Jer, and my favorite Laura, and my favorite Denise, because you guys are all my favorites. Here's my Jer.
Hello, I'm Jer. I guess I'm like in like Toronto, I guess. I did a lot of theater growing up, like when I was between the ages of like 11 to like 18. But I was never really like good at it because I didn't know how to actually like do it. There was no technique behind it. It was just sort of like, this is the thing that you're doing, and like we'll make it look nice, but like internally there was no like, I don't know, there was no work behind it. And so then because I couldn't do it like professionally, or I couldn't go to school for it because I was like, oh, I'm not that good. I just kind of like put on the back burner and just kept on like thinking about it, but also being like, that's not an actual thing that you can do. And then the pandemic hit, and like everybody like do some like self-reflecting, and you're like sitting in the same four walls and being like, oh, is this what I want to be doing all the time? And then you think and you're like, there's got to be more than this. And so with some support, I found the Reddit November-ish, and then joined class in January, and I have been with Winnie ever since. And thinking back to when I first posted my written work, I like, my heart was pounding. And then like when I saw that you had like responded to me, I was like, oh my gosh, like she's perceiving me, like she's seeing my work, and that's and I was so scared about it. And then doing the actual monologue and posting it, same sort of thing, just being like, this feels so vulnerable, this feels so like scary that I'm putting something out there that people are actually going to see and, I don't know, feel some type of way about. And now just like this last week, I was like, oh, I'm gonna post this, like I'm gonna post this thing, and then I'm gonna post the other thing. And it was just like, okay, that's out there, and I feel good about it. I feel good. My heart's not racing. I don't feel scared. I don't feel like the world is ending. If somebody sees this, I actually want people to see this, and I'm actually proud of like what this thing is. And that's what this past 7 months has been, is just like going from like, this is the scariest thing that's happening, and to this is so exciting. And yeah.
Well, that's because you got skills, man. You got some skills. You know what you're doing now. And that really makes a huge difference, doesn't it? You just know what to do. You know what to do. And you're an actor. You're an actor. That's just the truth of it. So I'm very, very proud of you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Olivia, as Winnie just said. I live in New York. I feel like my whole experience has been similar to Denise, what she was saying, but like a year earlier. So I was also a longtime lurker on the sub, like I think a pre-pandemic lurker, to show you like how long it was. And then I started taking the Zoom classes about a year ago. And like everyone else, I've learned a lot. And I think what Denise said really resonated with me, which is why I keep referring to her, because about how the subreddit is very helpful and there are a lot of great lessons on it. But I really needed the class to actually learn how to apply it. Like that made it, like actually doing it and having Winnie give me feedback in real time made a huge difference for me. And I've learned about another thing in terms of learning, not just the specific lessons that are on the subreddit, but I think in working with a scene partner, you know, over the course of the last year that I've been taking classes, I've learned more about like how to like analyze a script and just from like bouncing ideas off each other with my scene partners sometimes. And, you know, sometimes they think of something that I never would have thought of. And on the flip side of that, sometimes you're helping them think of things that it's like harder to think of for yourself. And that's like, so it's almost like teaching is a way of learning. And another thing, I want to echo everyone. I definitely encourage anyone who is on the fence or even like maybe thinking a little bit about taking a class to do it. I will also say, just if you, for anyone who maybe took one class and is like, oh no, I still don't know anything. I just want to say I've been doing this for a year and it took me several classes to really get to the point where I'm at now. So even if your first class, like you definitely will learn a lot and you will improve. But if you're like, wait, there's still so much to learn, that's okay. It takes a while, you know?
It does. It's a lifetime process, really. I mean,
Yeah,
you're
absolutely.
always learning. And if you stop learning, then you start shriveling.
Yeah.
You know, because not only is class a place to learn, but it's a place to exercise what you know, and you discover new things all the time. Hopefully that is going to be going on for the rest of your life. And so this is like going to the gym. You don't say, okay, how many times do I need to go to the gym in order to get in shape? Okay, well, you're going to have to keep doing it, right? You're going to have to keep going because as soon as you take off a month, you're right back where you started, right? So acting is kind of like that. It's really kind of like that you need to keep that brain moving. You have to keep that responsiveness and the working with a partner and learning new lines, you know, learning and memorizing. You have to do that constantly. And so, that's something to really bear in mind, that it's not just, okay, I'm going to take one class and I'm done. No, it's not like that. It's just becomes part of who you are, right? Just becomes part of who you are, to always be in class, to always be working on something, to always have someone to rehearse with, someone to really help you with. Two heads are better than one, three heads are better than two, you know, that we are all working together to analyze and also, you know, a lot of my students here from Reddit, they've started auditioning, and now I work with them privately because they get an audition and a script, and it's like, you know, it's fine when you have 5 weeks to work on something, but you have a few hours to get it done and to put it on a self-tape. And so we do it together. And so that's really been great too, is that I get to see people, you know, sticking their stuff out into the real world and, you know, going to auditions. And that's really exciting too. So Olivia, I'm very proud of your work here, and thank you for being my student. I really enjoy it.
Thank you for teaching us.
Ryan.
Hey, name's Ryan. I'm originally from Haiti, but living in LA now. I didn't originally come to LA for acting, so this is why I've only just started the class. I joined the subreddit in April, Marchish, and then decided to take my first scene study class in May, which was already the biggest change I saw in what I was doing in terms of learning how to act. I originally started it just because I want to go in the path of voice acting, and you need to know how to act to be able to voice act. So just taking the class has helped me become better at making the characters and doing the voice acting that I'm trying to do. So that's already helping me learn and grow, even though I still see, like Olivia said, there's a lot to learn. You might get to the second class and be like, oh man, I don't know anything. But it's still like, oh, but I've learned so much already that if I keep on going, I'm gonna get even better.
Yeah, and it's not like you should just do voice acting. You know, there's some people that, you know, they kid around and they say, yeah, he's got a great face for radio, but you have an actually good face for TV too. So there's no reason why you shouldn't do it. But, you know, we still have some work to do. We still have some really learning how to interact, and I'm really proud of what you've accomplished so far. I think, has it been 2 classes or 3 that you've done? Two. This is your second one. So yeah, Yeah. So it does take a little more than 2 classes to get you ready to be on TV,
Yeah.
but you are taking steps forward every time. And that's what's really fantastic.
My name is
I'm gonna ask-
Jonathan. I am a Chicago-based actor. I've been acting off and on for the last 10-ish years. Over the last year and a half, I decided to take it a little more seriously. Found Winnie. I've been in every single class. It's obnoxious, but it's great.
Yes.
If you're scared to join, totally warranted. She is intense. No, I'm just kidding. She's great. She's easy to work with. She's loving. She's caring. You can tell from the subreddit, if that's where you guys are from. She's given so much to all of us that she is really there with your best interest in mind to help you grow, help you move forward. She's not the kind of coach that's just gonna give you your 5 minutes and kick you to the side. She'll spend way too much time on you. And it's I've sat through it, so it's good. It's good. But no, like I said, I've been doing it off and on. A lot of short independent films, feature films, all kinds of stuff. Getting back in the theater, and the plan is to move out to LA in November. So,
Yay.
I'm Frank. This is my 3rd class with Winnie. I do have some short film experience based here in Albany, New York. But I maybe taken 1 or 2 acting classes before coming here. And since joining this class, I've seen like insane improvement in myself, and I'm very proud of myself. And Winnie really pushes you super hard while you're here. She gives you completely unbiased advice. And just like Jonathan said, she wants the best for you more than anything. And everybody here is awesome to work with. And it's a great environment. And if you want to delve into it, you really should. I really recommend it.
Thank you. You've been doing so great. I'm so proud of what you've been doing, Frank. He's doing Shakespeare this time around. And I don't think you've ever done that before. Have you, Frank? No, his very first time doing Shakespeare. So he is taking giant leaps forward.
Hey, I'm Albert. I'm based in Atlanta. So I don't actually have any prior acting experience, but I have been doing background since last November. And after taking classes with Winnie, everything works. Everything she says totally works 100%. As soon as I started applying the principles that she's taught me in class, I saw myself going from background to in stand-in position now. So, and just a lot of featured background roles too. I mean, I'm at the point where they're just like, dude, we cannot use you for this shot anymore. We've seen your face way too many times in this movie. So yeah, definitely. Like if you're thinking about taking classes with her, I just say go for it. You don't need to have any experience whatsoever. Just jump into it. You'll learn a lot. You'll learn very quickly, and everything is really practical and it works. And it's always available for you to see because she posts everything online on her subreddit, even TikTok videos. So yeah, definitely go for it.
I'm Becca, and I've been in the sub for over a year as a lurker, and I've done theater at least every year ever since I got the theater bug at my college. And acting is something I am not really don't know. I don't understand at first. Like the actors tried to teach me like, okay, this is how you go drunk. This is how you are horny. And I said, okay, but how? So I ended up just mimicking them. And then when the pandemic hit, since I stumbled upon the Reddit, since I'm looking for a monologue to use. And I recommend taking the classes after you read the subreddit first, after you read all the written lessons, the videos, the TikTok lessons. Because if you're the type of person who wants feedback, like pages of feedback, go here. Because the feedback is really insightful and it works, and it's getting more fun, and it's no longer a mystery to me what acting is.
It's not a mystery anymore. So many people on Reddit, they say to me, I don't know anything about acting. I don't know anything. I'm a beginner. And I said, well, just read the lessons and you won't be a beginner anymore. I mean, you are going to need to, put it into practice. but you're going to understand the mechanics of acting. You're going to understand how it's done and how to do it so that it can be real and that you can feel that you're really becoming another person. If you just do that, just read those written lessons. And if watching the YouTube videos is another plus, because then you get to see other people demonstrating doing it. And then it's like, oh my God, it works. Look at that person. Look how much better they got just from doing that one small thing, you know, because I give little tiny adjustments. Try thinking this, do that. And then all of a sudden it's magical, right? It just suddenly, you feel everything is just flowing out of you. And you're doing great, Becca. I'm just so pleased with your progress. And Becca's doing the Shakespeare scene again today. It's not her first time here in this class because she's fallen in love with Shakespeare just like I have, I think, right?
My name is Helen and I'm from Australia. So I've been really on and off in acting, but it wasn't until like this year I started taking a bit more seriously. So I signed up for Winnie's classes. So now I'm on my 4th class, I believe. And like if you're thinking of taking Winnie's classes, 100% do it, because I feel like the changes I've made in my acting compared to my first class to now are really big. And I think it's so helpful to be in class because you get to practice with a scene partner every week. And it like being able to hear the feedback live and then applying it, and then it all makes sense with the written work as well in conjunction. So it's been really great for me to be here.
Just being in class once a week keeps you involved multiple times a week because you're practicing with your scene partner, you're working on your own. It really gives you something to do all week long, doesn't it? And everybody here in this, I'm just so blessed that I have the best people come be in my class because everyone is so kind and such wonderful people. And I just love all my students so much. So it's really a fun thing to do. It's like you can make your best friends here, right? You know, like people really get to be close, and it's a wonderful thing.
Hi everyone, I'm Sola. I'm from California, and I was like Becca, I was lurking on the subreddit for probably over 6 months, honestly, and just started to get into a cycle of overthinking everything. And then I finally said it's time to jump in and just do it. And as much as you learn from the subreddit and her videos and everything, there's nothing like just jumping in and actually doing it with a whole community of people. And like everyone said before, everyone's so supportive, and there's always someone you can ask a question to. And Winnie always gives the best feedback, and I know everyone's just great. And it's been probably the best thing I've done since the pandemic and everything, like something really great. It's a really nice silver lining.
Oh, I'm so glad that you're here because you are such a natural. I mean, you know, some people it comes super easy to, some people struggle a little bit, but everybody gets better at their own rate, you know, and that's what really thrills me is that it's not like there's ever a student that I go, I can't do anything with that person. No, everybody gets better. I mean, haven't you guys seen it? Everybody gets better every single session.
I'm Jack. I'm based in Northern California. I move all over the place. This is my 3rd class with Winnie. I started acting about 4 months ago, and I've been training as much as I could since then. And taking live class is essential because, like, if you just learn everything by yourself, you could improve, but it's so much better when you're learning it live in class with instruction, because that really reinforces everything you learn from watching videos of other people acting, and also any written lessons or anything like that. And you can really start to pinpoint the areas where you're like blocked, you're not really feeling emotions, and yeah.
Yeah, it takes more than one person. You can't watch yourself when you're acting. You can't watch yourself. So you need to have someone there who with fresh eyes who can give you feedback in a non-judgmental way. Somebody who could, well, there's a certain amount of judgment from every teacher because I have to say, look, I know you can do better than that. And let's try this instead of doing that. I always try to be supportive. I mean, people kid around about me because I'm strict, or sometimes I can't let go. And I spend way too much time on one person just because I want to see them get it, but for me, it's when I do we make those breakthroughs that it's so exciting. And it's just proof that what I'm teaching works. That's really what I see in each one of these people, because wow, what a difference. And each session, you see such a huge difference in each one of the students. So I'm very, very proud of you.
I'm standing on the edge. I will take the leap, see where it goes. 'Cause if I never try, I'll never know. This could be the greatest story told. But if I never try, I'll never know. If I never try.